Hello and welcome to Competology Academy. And today we are going to discuss the Munda Manki administrative system, which is also known as the Ho administrative system, right? So here it is very important to study this administrative system because as we have already seen in the syllabus discussion that there are going to be one question each from these administrative systems, right? And for that matter you should know about this administrative system, you should study about these administrative systems. We have already gone through the Munda administrative system, Nagvanshi administrative system, Urao administrative system, etc. And today this is going to be the Munda Manki or Ho administrative system. So this is the third branch of Munda tribe. So Ho tribe is also known as Kol tribe, right? It is found in the Kolhan region of Jharkhand, that is the Singhbhum region. And here, this is the third branch of Munda tribe. The first branch is the Munda tribe itself. The second branch is the Nagvansis, and this is the third branch. And here, there are certain variations from the Munda tribe in respect of culture, self-governance, administrative system, etc. So here you will find that the posts of the administrative system of the whole tribe will be having different nomenclature than that are found in the Munda tribe, right? So this should be kept in mind. However, they have preserved its traditional nature of administrative system and they are following the more traditional nature of the administrative system than the Munda tribe itself. Although they are the branch of Munda tribe, but still they are more traditional than the Munda tribe itself, right? So here, if we talk about the administrative system of the Ho tribe or the Kol tribe or the Munda Manki administrative system, then the first post is of Munda. Munda is the post which is the highest post in the village administration, and he is the head of the village. He is the leader of the village, head of the village, or you can say the owner or original settler of the village, right? And all the people belonging to the whole tribe use the Munda tribe, Munda surname. So don't get confused with the surname that he is having the surname of Munda. So he will be the village headman. This is not going to be true because all the Kol people, all the Ho people use the surname of Munda, but all of them are not the head of the village. एक से ज़्यादा थोड़े ही होंगे, right? And he looks after the administrative work, the judicial work, and the revenue work of the village. He is the head of all these three branches of the administrative system, right? And here he is assisted by the Dakua. डाकू नहीं समझ लीजिएगा, है ना? Dakua. He is the Dakua, and he assists the Munda. He assists the Munda in the decision making, in the convening of the meetings of the panchayat, and he communicates the decision of the Munda to the villagers, right? So it is his responsibility that whatever the decision that has been taken in the meeting in the village at the Akhra, that should be communicated to the villagers, as well as whenever there is a need to convene any meeting at the Akhra of the Panchayat, then he is the person, Dakua is the official who is responsible to inform all the officials of the Panchayat about the meeting and bring them, ensure their attendance in the meeting. समझ गए? विप वाला टाइप सिस्टम है, like the whip official is in the parliament for each party, right? Next is Manki. So he is the higher official, higher authority than the Munda, and he is the head of 15 to 20 villages collectively. So he is above 15 to 20 Mundas, right? And here in the meetings of Manki, all the Mundas and Dakuas are allowed to be present and give suggestion. So, in case if there is any matter which is inter-village matter in which the two litigating parties are from two different villages. In such situation, the verdict, the judgment is given by the Manki. As well as if you talk about the appellate authority, then again, if some of the issue has been adjudicated by the Munda, but one or both of the party who are that there for the litigation are not accepting the verdict of Munda, then in such case what will happen? They will move to the Manki and they will ask him to adjudicate the matter, right? And again, here, the Manki will have the suggestions from the Mundas and the Dakwas of all the villages which come under his authority, under his jurisdiction, and thereafter he will adjudicate the issue. However, after getting the suggestions from the Mundas and the Mankis, he will have the power to pronounce the final verdict. He will have the authority to pronounce the final verdict, and he will do it by his own. It is not necessary that the suggestions provided to him by the Mundas and the Mankis are binding on him. It is not so, right? So this is the case. Next is Tehsildar. Tehsildar is the assistant of Manki in the revenue matters, and these officials, these posts had been created later on after the advent of the Mughal suzerainty over the region of Jharkhand, when the taxation system had started. Before that, there was no official like Tehsildar, and the revenue was not a matter, not a issue in the tribal administrative system before the advent of the Mughal, because before that there was no system of tax. Tax was not applicable on the agriculture, and even the higher authorities like Mundas and the Mankis even had to cultivate their own land by their own to earn their livelihood, right? So this was the case, and here there will be a committee of three Mankis which will have the higher authority than the Mankis, right? So this will be the case, and they adjudicate the complicated matters, and a committee is constituted to adjudicate such complicated matters which are intra-village matter or those religious matter where there is need of more deliberation, more suggestion, and likewise things are needed, right? So that is the thing. Next is Deuri. Deuri. So Deuri is same as the Pahan. He is the priest of the village. He is the religious head of the village, and he assists the Munda and the Manki in the religious matters. Wherever there is any issue which is of religious nature, then the Deuri will have the authority to give suggestions to the Mundas and the Mankis, and thereafter they will adjudicate the issue, right? Next is Yatra Devri. He is the assistant of Devri. Likewise, he will be the person who will be responsible to worship all the gods and goddesses outside the village and all those kind of things. ठीक है, तो आजकल के प्रेजेंट डे में जैसे देखते हैं ना कि पृष्ठ के साथ एक ठाकुर रहता है, सेम इज द केस विद द यात्रा देवरी, राइट? Now come to the coal uprising. If you are talking about the coal tribe, that is the Ho tribe, and you don't go on to talk about the coal uprising, then it will be unfair for their tribal group, right? So we have to recognize their contribution towards the independence of India. So this uprising was against the taxation system and the atrocities of the British rule. So after the advent of the British rule, the taxation system became atrocious. The tax was being collected on the sunset rule. मतलब क्या हुआ? That the Britishers will give a deadline that on this date till evening you have to give the pay the tax. Otherwise, your land property will be confiscated, your household properties will be confiscated, your personal belongings may be confiscated, and they will auction it to recover the dues, recover the land revenue, right? So this was the case over here, and this was atrocious. मतलब आके मर लठ बजा रहे हैं, ठीक है, कि पैसे कैसे नहीं दोगे. So that was the case, and because of that they revolted, right? And here the coals are also known as hoe. This has already been discussed. And after suppressing the revolt was suppressed by the British administration, the British rulers. And this was quite easy for the Britishers because the Ho and the tribal people were fighting with their bow and arrow and their spearheads, but the Britishers were having the firearms. So it was quite impossible for the Ho tribes or the tribal people to stand against the British rule in front of them and fight against them. So that was quite impossible, and because of that, the revolt was suppressed within 2 years. However, this revolt made the British rulers realize that if we have to rule the tribals, then we have to give some relaxation. We have to recognize their traditional attributes, their traditional way of life. Then only we will be in position to rule them, right? So this was the case, and here an agreement was signed. An agreement was signed between the tribal leaders and the British administration to address the problem of the tribal people. And in this regard, Wilkinson rule of 1837 was enacted. Wilkinson rule of 1837 was enacted, and this was the first achievement of any tribal uprising within the state of Jharkhand. So this is a very important turning point where the British administration started to reconciliate, to address the problem of the tribal people, and that is why it becomes important, right? So from here the tribals recognize that if we are well organized, if the revolts are well organized and the collective effort is put behind the revolt, then there may be some relaxation from even the Britishers also, right? So this was the case, and here all the Mundas of the Kolhan region were declared kings of their respective region. So all the Mundas, all the village headmans were recognized and they were declared as the king of their respective region, and post was made hereditary. So earlier what was happening, the land of the Mundas was being auctioned in case of non-payment of land taxes, in case of non-payment of land revenue. However, what happened after the Wilkinson rule, the Mundas were declared the king, राजा, अपने अपने क्षेत्र के राजा घोषित कर दिए गए. They were declared the king of their respective region. And thereafter what happened, their post was made hereditary, which means that after the father, the son will inherit his property, inherit his post as a king. So he will be, the son will be the next generation king in case of the death or the relinquishment of the post of the king by his father, right? And the Munda had to collect the revenue and deposit it to the Mankis. So they were given the authority of collection of tax in their respective regions, and they had to submit it to the Mankis, and in return the Mankis had to submit the collected revenue to the British administration, right? So Manki was the link between the Mundas and the British administration, and in this system 25% commission was fixed at every stage. So if you say that here around 100 rupees was being collected by the Munda, then after deducting 25% commission, 75 rupees was going to be submitted to the Manki, and again the Manki will deduct the 25% commission and he will submit it to the British administration. So this was the system, and Captain Wilkinson codified this rule. Wilkinson rule, Captain Wilkinson was the person who had codified this rule, and what he did, he codified the traditional Munda Manki administrative system. So after this rule, the traditional Munda Manki administrative system was having a legal backing in the British administration. It was recognized by the British administration, right? So this was the case, and there were 32 provisions in this rule, 32 sections in this rule. So keep this in mind, that how much sections were there in the Wilkinson rule. So in total there were 32 sections. 32 sections in the Wilkinson rule, and this was approved by the Governor General of Bengal. So it was legalized. The traditional administrative system of the Munda Manki administrative system has got legally recognized through the Wilkinson rule with 32 provisions in that rule. So keep these things in mind. These are very important questions in respect of the JPSC prelims examination, right? And here, heinous crimes such as murder, robbery, etc., were kept out of the Wilkinson rule, and only the petty crimes were included in this rule, like theft, like burglary, house break, such kind of petty crimes. ठीक है, मारपीट, छोटा मोटा सिर विर फोड़े, हाथ पैर तोड़े, तो वहां तक के लिए मुंडा एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में जुडिशियल पावर थी. Otherwise, the heinous crimes like murder and robbery, etc., were kept outside of the Munda administrative system. They didn't had any kind of judicial authority over such kind of heinous crimes, right? So this was the limitation. Keep this in mind. What were the limitation on the Munda administration, traditional administration in the Wilkinson rule, which was recognized by the British administration, and which was countersigned by the Governor General of Bengal, right? So keep these things in mind, and here we finish off. Thank you for watching the video, and those who have watched the video till the end, please consider subscribing the channel and pressing the bell icon also, so that you will get notified whenever we upload new videos or whenever we will live, right? So here, do follow us on our Facebook and Instagram channel. This is our Telegram channel. You can forget the study material and the questions and other things over here. Do download our app, and here you will get the monthly current affairs magazine free of cost in both the languages, Hindi and English, as well as free test for the current affairs Jharkhand, and the preparatory test for basic NCERT and other things are available free of cost on our app as well as website also. So you can visit our website also. The links are provided in the description below also. So go through this. It is going to be very helpful for you. Thank you very much and have a nice day.